Hello, we are back for another Avatar the Last Airbender traditional draft and knowledge seekers here. I think maybe the best blue uncommon, and the nice part about this pack is the forecast and fortune teller wheel. I don't think this is getting picked up very often, and it's nice. Besides that, this is not the scary Toph, is it? It's not. It could potentially be good. But it's got to be Knowledge Seeker here. Hopes Wheel, Forecast, and Fortune Teller. Avatar Enthusiast, I feel like, is a green-white card, and we could play Abandoned Attachments if that's there. So, let's take it. The Lion Turtle is here, but Boiling Rock Rioteer has got to be better. Blue-black is not really allies, but there are allies still, like Katara, the 2/3 for 3. It's an uncommon that we absolutely want to run. And I think it is the best card in this pack, rare. Invasion Tactics it's been okay when it's been played against us. Professors say we don't have payoffs for yet, and I end up even in red blue or black red not always having as many lessons as I'd like for. Airbending lesson is nice, and we like playing blue white. But let's take the rare and see if we can get payoffs for it. Other allies that we can cast. Oof. So, I mean, the black cards are not great here. There's nothing in blue we really want. I mean, it's best of 3, so we can sideboard Quench in. But Abandoned Attachments is not something we want to go out of our way to go grab. I kind of wish we had 2 airbending lessons at this point. But is that worth picking up? I think it is. At this point, we'll stay open, at least for the first 5 picks. I think beyond that, it becomes waffling as opposed to staying open. So here, not great blue or black cards either. Rebellious Captives is the most enticing card. Kyoshi can be good for waterbending. This is nice if you're a more aggressive deck. I don't know that I want it a ton in blue-white. So I guess we'll take Kyoshi and try to stay open, but this is not a high pickup. Willingly is too expensive for its body. Callous Inspector is definitely for the sack deck. There's another Boiling Rock right here. So I guess that's a sign black is open. Swamp Snare Trap is here. I'm afraid someone will see that and get into black in this direction, but he's not legendary, so he can exile himself, or another copy of himself. So let's take that and say we're at least black. Probably blue. Jody. I mean, we will have clue tokens in blue-black. Do we want to try Jody or just take first-time flyer? We don't have lessons if we are playing blue-black. Judy. Alright, is Judy our first-time flyer? So I think it's Judy. We're more solidly black than we are blue as well. Could also take Vindictive Warden, but that's more of a firebending card. Haru is good. And we're not looking at any more than 1 white or 1 blue card as our second color so far. I do struggle with green decks. It's just, this is a nice card, and it's an ally. Green-black allies. Do we take that in spec? We'll take that in spec. I guess we're only missing out on a Platypus Bear or another. Another Kyoshi Battle Fan. Best card here is Airbending Lesson. Meteor Sword is just too expensive. Beetle-headed Merchant's also too expensive for not doing anything ETB wise. So we'll take this and be kind of mess of a pile of cards. Callous Inspector is not a ally, otherwise I think I would take it here. We could just take a land. This is an ally. I guess we could be, oops, blue, black, white allies potentially. I ended up double clicking it, so it's in the deck. That's an allies card. No allies here. We're not shrines. We'll take this. And I mean, that is an ally. I don't want to play it. So we're black something. We're still black something. I was gonna say maybe Master Piando or Path to Redemption would solidify that we're white. But the best card here, even though it's not an ally, it's got to be the Raven Eagle, right? When it enters or attacks, exiles, creates a clue token. So 3 mana, 2/3 flyer that makes a clue, baseline, and then we'll ping for 1 if it stays alive. Make more clue tokens if it attacks. So it's got to be that. Heartless Act is here. I doubt it wheels, but maybe Azula Always Lies or the Ruffians will. This isn't an ally though. Ally equipment or less. This is also a 5 mana that doesn't do anything until it attacks. June. Well, I would take June, but she's not an ally. And we desperately need removal. So we'll take the Swamp Snare Trap here. I mean, if June wheels, we'll take her. And then the Avatar Enthusiast after that, I guess. Presuming we're still white by that point. Put a fire counter. So there's 3 mana, 4/3, crew 3, but you get to sneak in extra mana to turn it into 3 mana, 4/3 flyer. Tolls of War. Create a 1/1 ally. We can't, that doesn't really work as a synergy for Boiling Rock Rider. We're not casting an ally, but it does pump up our Avatar Enthusiast if we end up black-white. What else are we sacking? Really just Jody is our only sacking. Is it better to just play Compassionate Healer? No, I guess if we're committing to black-white, it'd be Tolls of War. I mean, Allies at Last is great. Haru, we give up these. We'll try Tolls of War. Ooh. Can't do it, double blue. But normally we love it. We can do this if we're black-white. Sokka is an ally. We'll see if, I guess, Kyoshi wheels. So say goodbye to Haru. Say hello to, that's a human advisor, not an ally. Let's take Deadly Precision. We're going to have a lot of clue tokens. What is Foggy Swamp Visions, though? Sacrifice those tokens. No. Put this in our removal pile. This is kind of like interaction, not exactly removal. But we'll put it in that pile. I heard this card is bad, but it's been alright for us so far when we have sack outlets an ally that dies into an ally. So I think it fits pretty well what we're trying to do here. Wolfbat is not an ally. We're going to be drawing our second card for a turn quite often, but 3 mana 2/2 is just understated. I'm worried about it. Fatal Fissure. I I love me some Fatal Fissure. I don't know that it fits our deck perfectly well. I mean, we're going to be sacking, right? So it does. We're going to be mixing out on a Pox Bears and a Razor Rings here. Is the responsible pick just taking a Razor Rings, though? We'll take Fatal Fissure here until we run into so many situations with it being awkward that we don't want to play it. I think we can get a Merchant of Many Hats later. Let's take a Fancy Footwork here. Combat is going to be happening in this deck. We're going to have enough bodies to be making use of that. And wow, okay, looks like white was the second color to pair because Path of Redemption wheeled here. We did not get the, unsurprisingly, the Heartless Act. Warballoon is here. We'll take the uncommon. No way we play that trusty Boomerang, right? Now let's take it. I guess we can fetch it with certain cards in the ally deck. Tundra Tank. Not an ally. Is this just a better equipment? Crew 2. Blizzard Wasp, I think, is going to make the deck. We don't have any 4-drop creatures yet. Oh, Beifeng Hunters. I wish I could splash for that. But I think we're just going to take Aang here, add another 4-drop. And lesson spells we have. How many? 2? Probably wheel Pox Bears. We're not mono black, so Cat Gator's less interesting here. We'll wheel probably a Pox Bears or Kyoshi Battle Fan. He's also an ally that we can get with the Boiling Rock Rider. I mean, we have a ton of allies, so Avatar Enthusiast is a 3-mana threat. I think we wheel the Merchant of Many Hats. But white was more open than black, it looked like. Maybe if we take one of the black cards here we'll wheel one of the white cards. These are playable, but we don't want too much of these like airbending lessons with fancy footwork type situations cropping up. I guess we'll take Avatar Enthusiast. And our 3-drop slot is looking pretty heavy. And try to wheel Merchant of Many Hats. Ally, I guess we take Jung Jung's Deserters. It's probably better than the Pox Bears. Slash, we have a higher chance of wheeling the Pox Bears, I feel. Water Tribe Rallier is great. You know, I would play either of these, but our 3-drop slot is heavy, and this is just gonna have a ton of hits. We will absolutely take another removal spell here. And we'll take it again, make the same pick. I mean, this is nice. Except because we are sacking, but it's not an ally. Now, we can take Razor Rings here. I don't think Destined Confrontation is what we want to be doing here. The Cat Gator did wheel another Fancy Footwork. I mean, I don't think we're playing Curious Farm Animals or the Beetle-Headed Merchants. It's a Human Citizen. It's not an ally. Cut it to start with. Take the Kyoshi Battle Fan here. Another Cat Gator. I would love to make a mono black deck that runs multiple Cat Gators as like a win condition. That seems like so much fun. And Azula is going to be, I think, awkward. Tundra Tank is going to the sideboard. Razor Rings is the removal pile. Peddlers is not an ally. So I don't think we want Fatal Fissure and Fancy Footwork at the same time. That we have the Razor Rings. That's too much needing combat to be happening. So at least one of those needs to go. Let's put remove one and pile again. Over here, Razor Rings. These are like combat needs to happen cards. This is kind of like soft removal, at least delays if we're getting beat down. Fire Nation Warship is going to get cut. We have too many 3s. Totals of 4, let's say, is do nothing. This is removal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we can cut a 2-drop. Besides one Kyoshi Battle Fan. It's a bird insect. We're not putting that many counters. I think Buzzard Wasp is gone immediately. And now we've got Razor Rings, Fancy Footwork, and Fatal Fissure that are going to be awkward together. So at least one of these is going to be cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hard removal. We could cut Razor Rings, but I think as much as I love Fatal Fissure, it's got to go here. How much sack do we have? Just Deadly Precision and Judy. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any sideboard options? Maybe the Soldier at some point, or Azula Always Lies if there's like a good X1 target, but that looks like the deck to me. 9-8 seems right. Let's get in there. Well, actually, do we have enough sack? So, sack for this. We have Deadly Precision, Judy. Are we making a lot of clue tokens? We're making clue tokens off what, the Raven Eagle. And is that it? Makes a clue token off itself, so it's like a 2-mana 1/1 that makes a clue token to begin with. We'll play with it. I've been curious how well it will do, but I don't know that this is the perfect deck for it because the ally theme is a lot heavier than the sacrifice theme. Sacrifice is a very, 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 not very, 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 but a very light sub theme. Jokanon with the Jace avatar. It's probably the most popular avatar. Which makes sense. Okay, well, this is not great, but we'll keep it. We have 6 2-drops. Don't draw any of them in our first draw. But we can pump up Avatar Enthusiast with Avatar Enthusiast. I think this will only pump up the first one. If we play Avatar Enthusiast, right? Yeah, only he's entering. He's got a double strike, we can't block that. So what we can do just airbend his Mai that he's invested 5 mana into and attack for 3. Next turn we can double drop our Enthusiast into Poxbears. Opponent is playing 38, 39, 40, 43 cards. Well, that card's tapped, so what we'll do is Avatar Enthusiast into the Water Tribe Rallier, right? We could end up wanting to water bend soon. Now let's do the pox bears. We're not. Are we doing that this turn? We're not, right? Water bending 5. So let's play the pox bears. All right, this guy's getting muted. 28-31. I guess we are taking longer than him. Okay, he can only kill our smaller Avatar Enthusiast, and he's gonna have to tap the Platypus Bear here, so we're gonna do lethal damage here by simply popping out that Platypus Bear. 5, 8, 9. No reason to play out another creature. So opponent is red green, earthbending, and fighting. Bigger creatures, less bodies. I think fancy footwork could still be fine. Azula doesn't come in, and we run it back. So the Avatar Enthusiast, before this game I was more down on, but at least this draft, it looks like, oh, he's putting us on the play. Allies are not that tough to come around, and black-white and green-white. I thought we muted him. If he has 2 damage, he's gonna consider using it before we put the 1/1 counter on, it looks like. So it paused like he did have the 2 damage. I don't think there's anything else in red. That's instant speed for 1 mana. And I guess we'll attack here with Jung Jung. Alright, if he has the 1 damage and he kills our Avatar Enthusiast before Avatar Enthusiast get big, so be it. I'm not going to play Judy and try and bait it out. The Avatar Enthusiasts are also going to be less potent this turn. This game, because we have no allies left in hand to play. Warcupine, okay. Well, now we have an ally, and it's a pretty good one at that. I think we'll attack with both and then double drop. We could try and hold up Razor Rings, but he's going to get 1/1 from spells if he plays something to live and then has a counter left over. That's awkward. And if he doesn't attack, that's awkward. Yeah, I mean, just double block here. Kills our Water Tribe Rallier, which is unfortunate, but I think it's a trade up for us. The Rumble Arena can still tap for mana, but I think we do. Yep, have to exile it here so that we have something to sack with Judy. Ooh, okay, well. Let's Airbend listen his dude, even though he gets counters. And attack in with both. Right now I guess put counters on that wall top sentry. But Aang is going to bounce it Airbend. Judy not great here. We need 2 drops, but I wonder if we should just cut her. Another Porcupine. Is that the third? That's the third Porcupine. We can go ahead. We could double block with the 2-3 and the 3-2, but I think we're going to be doing a lot of damage in the air and potentially finishing him off here with the Razor Rings. Let's play Kyoshi Battle Fan. It's equip, I think, right? Threatened to put him on a 2-turn air clock. We're gonna have to use don't need that. Sacrifice the 1/1 as we do threaten lethal with the Kyoshi Battle Fan for now. But there may come a time where it's gonna be better to get rid of the Kyoshi Battle Fan to make another 2/2 and go wide on him. Is okay to see. That's a lot of damage. That is 16 damage. 2, 3, I guess 10, 16. We have to block something. 5. Might as well block a Porcupine. Alright, 2, 3. We do gain a life here, which may be relevant. He gains 2 life. We can sack Kyoshi Battle Fan. We won't change the air clock. That is fine. Play a Pox Bears. And probably chump a Porcupine this turn. Earthbend. Yikes. So it's a double chump time, right? Yeah, we can only allow 1 creature to attack through. If he attacks with 2 creatures, then maybe we double block a Porcupine, actually. So what will he have? He'll have 1 blocker at least with his Vigilance. We can remove 1 blocker with Path to Redemption. Okay, so we gotta block something. Question is, do we double block or single block? So he'll have 1 blocker. We'll have 1, 2, 3 attackers. 2 get through. 3, 5. He's not dead. So it's gotta be like this, I think. Alright. Three, 2. I mean, we might as well upgrade our 1/1 and get a Surveil off. That is fine. I guess it might actually be better to sack Judy since she's tapped. Wait, if he has removal, we're not dead. Well, we got a block here. He played Fire Nation Raider after combat. And we attack with just Airbender here. Whew, okay. Almost lost to the red-green 43 card deck. The Porcupines attacked with, what was that card? How to start a riot and threaten 16 damage pretty quickly. But we were able to use the 2 mana spells to lock down these more expensive spells. Airbending, the Earth King Soldier, was a little awkward because he got to put a counter on creatures again. But I think we navigated that correctly. Judy was alright there. I guess with the battle fans, she becomes better. And with clues, she becomes better. So, although I'd like more sack fodder for her, it's not awful. And you can sack your tap version of her to basically get a 1 mana Surveil. A 1 swamp Surveil. I don't love this, speaking to Judy, but we'll play it. Make China great again. What a username. We'll play Pretending Poxbearer so we can attack and then sack with Judy later. Okay, let's attack first. He's not going to block. Now we get Soka out. And hopefully he can attack next turn. Hopefully he doesn't play like a 4-4. Or remove Soka. I mean, that's a good card. Fire Nation Drill. We're going to Airbend his Raucous Audience. Smashing for 2. This is going to be tricky. Fire Nation Drill. It's pretty good. At least it doesn't count as a creature until it's crewed. So it won't give him double mana with the Raucous Audience until it's crewed. But that can become later. He might play a creature, crew with it, and then get an extra mana from Raucous Audience. He's attacking for 6 here. Yikes. No more lands, please. Okay. Not a good target for Path to Redemption yet. He still will be able to tap for mana. That is a good target for Path to Redemption. That will crew for another 6 damage. That makes sense. And now we want to attack with the Poxbearers. Sack with Judy. Do we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're short. We're short. We're short. So let's do this. No, thank you. And this 6 trample is going to be tough to overcome. What does Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop do? 5 mana, create a 1/1 ally creature. That would have been nice to have. Swamps here. Yeah. unattackable, so we at least get to kill his Raucous Audience by trading with our 1/1. But now we've got 6 trample with only 2 toughness on board, and Path to Redemption. It's gonna be tricky. He can still crew, so it's just pop this. I don't think we have any discard from our hand cards, so let's Path to Exile. And Surveil here. Sure. Tap an untapped ally you control. Exile target card from graveyard. So do we actually want that 1/1 ally token? We might. We'll leave it or not. Any creature that can crew the Fire Nation Drill, yep, is going to do it here. And concede. Okay. So Fire Nation Drill won that match. I'm tempted to bring in Azula Always Lies for his Raucous Audience, but that's the only thing we saw that would be a good target for it. Like it's awful against the Fire Nation Drill and the Fire Nation Engineer. Potentially. Do we bring in a Death Touch? Take out a Fancy Footwork? Alright, make China great again. Let's try again. Okay. Bit better of a starting hand than the previous game. He does have removal that should be able to remove Avatar Enthusiast pretty efficiently though. After what he saw Judy do, he might spend his removal on it. We'll see. Sparring Dummy. Okay, I don't want to see that. There's the Peddlers. I guess we'll attack first. Okay, we did get 2 free damage. And next turn, depending on what he plays, we could potentially have 2 3/3s that can attack in. Avatar Enthusiast will get pumped on Jung Jung, and then Jung Jung can also put his counter onto Judy. Severing our cards like he's thinking about which one to remove though. Judy, okay, he was scared of it last game, so it's kind of alright. You can play Jung Jung now. I think we put both on Avatar Enthusiast. And get out of range of another Swamp Snare Trap. He does hit a land. So that's nice for him. Beifong, yikes. Beifong. Well. I think it's actually Razor Rings into Airbending Lesson on his land. So we attack with both here. we don't need to airbend that yet. Oh, it's non-land permanents. Play our Death Touch here. So we could have airbent his Beifong, but Beifong is tricky. He'll just replay for 2 mana, and this way we know he gets only 1 4/4, which is kind of crazy, you know. 4/4, that makes a 4/4. But if he gets other creatures to trigger, then we're really in trouble. Because we airbending lesson. See what we draw. He has Earth King, yikes. Put down his land now, and when we sack this, the Pirate Peddlers will get bigger. This guy's deck is scary. It's going to be hard to beat the Jasmine Teed shop, Earth King, and Beifong. Toph is also going to be rough. 3/3 non-token artifacts are also lands. End step, just Earthbend 2. Yeah, that's not going to be something I think we can overcome. Alright, we're going to hope to poke him to death in the air. But he's likely going to have removal in 5+ cards. And he can gain life if he mills less than cards. We have decent removal, but some of these rares just generate too much value from ETP. Beifong is going to die into a 4/4, even if you kill it immediately. The Earth King is going to create a 4/4, even if you kill it immediately as well. His land, you can't kill. And then Toph is going to Earthbend if it just makes it to his end step. So he can attack with his Dialy agents and gain life here, so that's going to be very unfortunate. We got to sit back with our Pirate Peddlers. He needs to misplay here, I think, by attacking with Dialy agents, and then we need to get another flyer. I think it's impossible here. This guy's deck just has too great a power level. Definitely going to make China great again. Big drafts like this. Wow, how do you get Earth King and Beifong and just Dialy green black was hella open. And he played Toph too. I guess what we do is we block that with our Death Touch, even though he has another one waiting in the wings. Okay, we already had Aang. Did we draw Aang? We haven't. So we draw Aang, we Earthbend, Dialy agents. We have a shot. We don't have a shot now. Wow, we just got absolutely raffle stomped by that deck. I would have loved to play with that deck. But that's how it is. So this set, it's hard to tell because it's the first week, but just seems like a lot of things crammed into one set. It's kind of crazy. There are tribal decks you can make with, let's say, Ally or Sacrifice or Draw 2. But there's also monocolor decks you can do. So that's mono blue, where you have waterbending scrolls, basically let you draw for free with islands. There's the Cat Gator that lets you do damage based on the swamps you have and have a win condition where you're hitting for big lifelink damage, 7, 8, 9 plus damage. And there's mono red with that enchantment that you use Firebending to cast it, and then any source that will deal damage deals damage plus X counters on it. There's the number of planes you have turned into the number of 1/1s you get, that 5 mana card. So it's kind of crazy. You have tribal effects in color pairs. You also have monocolored decks that are viable. And then you also have rares that take over games and can win that way. So there's a lot of different ways to win. And usually in sets, there's like a tribal set or a rare powerful set. But it feels like there's like 3 or 4 different sets all crammed into this. It's set up pretty well, but still does feel bad when you lose to rares. Let's play the Raven Eagle to start. I'll be able to kill it eventually with the Barrels of Blasting Jelly. There's no creature card to exile, but it looks like he's stuck on land, so no real data to garner from that. I mean, we'll take some gems after the beatdown we just received. Another Tools of War start. If I were him, I maybe would have suffered through a few more turns. Same thing as he did last turn. Just to see what's in our deck. But I understand not wanting to wait out land screw just to see what your opponent has, just for information. I guess we start with Judy in case we draw a swamp. Or is it Poxbearers? Let's start with Poxbearers. If we had a swamp, I think we play Judy and then Tools of War next turn. Sack a clue with her to make a 2/2. But this is going to be a less enticing removal target if you did have something up. Toph is good. The Blind Bandit version. I think we do kill Toph here. For mana efficiency's sake. Earth Kingdom General. Okay. Yeah, Toph would have attacked as a 4-power creature. Okay, well. It's just gonna gain life. Let's get Tools of War out there. And have a clue token that we can sack to try and get a land if we miss a land again. That would have been one of the upsides to playing Tools of War earlier, but it's also an upside now. We want to do more impactful things than sacking the clue token to draw a card, but if we don't have land drops, then we're not going to have a chance at winning this game. That's why opponent scooped the last game. Kept a 1-land hand that did not work out. Looks like we don't get a chance to sack that anyways. We just have to take 6. No land drop, so I guess what we can do here is we could airbend Earth Kingdom General, but that would be bad. So it's got to be this. We're more likely to path to redemption if we draw a card here. Anything else? So path to redemption on his Rumble Arena, right? It's gonna be better. Or do we just play a Kyoshi Battle Fan here? Let's play a Kyoshi Battle Fan. It'll trade with its Earth Kingdom General. And we might want to Deadly Precision kill his Rumble Arena so it's tapped and he's hurt for mana instead. Okay, well, now he's a big boy. He's a better target. We do... I think we do want to chump this. Oh, he has Trample. I'm gonna take 6. Creatures you control with 1 counters have Trample. Alright, well. Don't want to Earthbend either of his creatures. So let's just use removal. Let's enchant his Rumble Arena. So he can't attack or block with it. I mean, he has 1 colorless mana, what can he do? Oh, add 1 mana of any color. Deadly Precision, we will sacrifice our Kyoshi Battle Fan. Take a few 1/1s and chill. Okay, that's kind of acceptable, believe it or not. I think we will jump here. There's no trample. We get a clue back. We can't airbend any of his stuff. So, I guess we start by drawing. Another 1/1. Okay, we do hit a land now. I don't want to... Yuck. Okay. Let's play Judy. At least he has no good targets for his Barrel Blast and Jelly. He's killing our 2-drop or a 1/1. We'll probably kill Judy now. Yep. And... Avatar Enthusiast. Well, we can do this, or we can play Soka and hold up Airbending Lesson. I think Soka's actually going to be better because it's going to be a 2/4 that can block his 2/2 swamp. Oh, we can't because we only have black mana at that point. That being said, I think the 2/4 body is more important than holding up Airbending Lesson. Okay, okay. That's fine. We'll chump up 6/6 this turn. Then we'll play Avatar Enthusiast and Airbending Lesson if we hit a land. We couldn't do that last turn. We were 1 mana short, but we just need to hit a land here. We can potentially stabilize. Yuck. Alright, well, we still have a chance to. Let's airbend. There we go. This is going to have to be a chump. Unfortunately. Lee. Oh boy. He's actually gonna make the Rumble Arena bigger. Why is he Earthbend? Oh, Earthbend 1 and 1 in Rumble Arena. I mean, if we can get removal for just that Rumble Arena, we might be fine. The airbending lessons are awkward with all this earthbending he's doing. Earthbending is yuck. Rough against Dai Li as well because it also earthbends. So we're going to have to make some sideboarding changes here. One, two, three. You can just block here. We're tapped out. It actually takes two. He sees we're tapped out. He could have just blocked with Dai Li. So airbending is something I was having trouble evaluating the value of, and now I see that it's pretty dependent on the how many ETB effects your opponent has, and a lot of this earthbending stuff has ETB events. Earth Kingdom has earthbend ETB, Badger Mole has ETB, Toph has ETB, Dai Li has ETB, Great Bodies. So need to jump that. Need to block like that. Rocklanche. Rocklanche is also another monocolored payoff. So we're cutting like all the airbending cards. Yeah, okay. Goodbye, airbending lessons. Aang, I guess, stays. Fancy footwork comes in. Death touch comes in. Maybe that's too much fancy footwork. There have been games where we play the airbending lesson and we're like bouncing a 2/2 or a 3-mana creature and they have to play it back for 2 mana and the draw card has felt nice. But it's just a set filled with creatures that have ETBs. There's plenty of uncommons that have solid ETB value that you don't want to give the opponent. And I think that's on full display here against creature. Alright, I'll pause till he comes back. Okay, play first. Easy peasy keep. We got Soka, the ability to play it, Avatar Enthusiast. I think it's gotta be Soka into Avatar Enthusiast, not the other way around. swamp snare trap to potentially allow an attack. The jelly. There's another enthusiast. So we have 3 kind of threats, so hopefully they have time to grow and turn into threats before he can remove them by using like fight spells. He's had this Barrels of Blasting Jelly on turn 1 every turn. Can't be blocked. Secret Tunnel is scary, both as a Earthbent land and just as a finisher. And we could easily grab allies. Alright, we'll play Soka. Hope that it lives, but is likely getting removed if you can figure out any way to kill it with some other than power or fight. That being said, like, fight, he's not big enough to fight yet. You'd have to Earthbend 2, then fight, and he's like a mana away from that. And damage from creatures you control or creatures you control also is not enough to take it down right now. I think that's what he's thinking about. If he has a combat trick to kill Soka, like the +2/+2, so be it. We'll get the draw card effect off it. I don't think we're going to swap Snare Trap his Rebellious Captives yet. Okay, we do hit a lane, that's nice. He's really thinking over there. Avatar enthusiasts are going to come out. I think that's better than our Death Touch. Our Death Touch will be able to attack into anything, but we have removal. If we hit a land, we can Path to Redemption, attack with Enthusiast, clear the way that way, or pump them to a 3/3. Maybe even a 4/4 if we draw. I guess we wouldn't draw a land and a playable ally in the same turn. So Secret Tunnel's tapped. Can't block with it. I think we do. Use the more expensive removal here, right? Is it better to kill his Rebellious Captives? Because you can exhaust it? I think so. I mean, if we draw... If we draw a land, we can play out the other Enthusiast. So let's do this. We don't want him to exhaust, but he needs 6 mana for that. Nice. Okay. Path to Exile is going to make a 1/1 only on our turn, but it is instant speed, so we can use it kind of as a trick if he forgets about it. He does not forget about it. to pump our Avatar Enthusiast to a 4/4 and 3/3, I was going to say. But he actually attacks with Secret Tunnel there. That's kind of crazy. I can play the Kyoshi Battle Fan first. Pump the Avatar Enthusiast. You can Swamp Snare trap this Captives. Maybe should have Swamp Snare first, but he might have, I don't know, like a damage spell. Creature you control does damage equal to his power to another creature. Fatal Fissure. Okay. Well, it comes in tap. It's a lot of life he gained, but now we get to swing team, draw a card. Okay. Well, we'll play our planes. He does have swamp, so he can make us double discard cards. But if he does that, I think he's dead on board. Whew. Lucky that opponent was mana screwed first game. I think he's beaten us more often than we're beating him because of how bad our airbend looks. Now, do we want to take the airbending lessons out to begin with? I think that was like one of the heaviest earthbending decks I've seen. So for science, I'm going to leave the airbending lessons in, but may have to reevaluate how good they are in the future. Okay, 2-1. Tough against earthbending, but we didn't lose too many gems in the end. GG's. See you next time.